Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're back out on the Porsche 924 and one of my all-time least favourite jobs to do. It's about these light bulbs, and in particular it's the rear fog light. I've been putting this one up for a long time, and basically I've got to go and find out why it's not working. So let's get out there and do some fault finding. Okay, let's start clearing out some of the boot area. So we will get rid of the rear wheels and start digging down here and testing these rear lights and see if I can find the issue with the fog light. Let's do it. Okay, so next is to remove the boot carpet, and as you can see, it's pretty easy. There's a couple of clips, like these popper clips here, that just go along the back. And there we have it. One removed carpet. And here's the spare wheel, and here's the light fittings just at the back here. So let's get this spare wheel removed and get to the light fittings. So if you haven't seen the inside of a rear boot area of a 924, here it is in all its glory. And as you can see where the spare wheel sits, there's a hole that goes directly outside of the car, or to the outside of the car should I say, so potentially draining, but also if that isn't protected well, then it can be a source of rust, as you can see just along these seam seals here. There's potential for that to happen. Equally in the rear wing area, you can see there's also these drain holes that are present in the bottom of each of those rear wing areas, again mainly for drainage, but all seems to be good here. Nothing that is too worrying. So now on to these light fittings, and we can start testing, see if we've got power. both of the rear light cluster units removed. As you can see, they're still attached to the electrical system, and if you were wondering what these random tubes are that actually connect through the body, just down there through that rubber grommet, these actually connect to the bottom of where the boot lid locks. So although you've got a seal here for the boot lid, obviously water can get here or in through here and here into this area, which yeah, goes down through the lock into this pipe and out through the bottom of the hole there. So I think nice little touches, nice little bit of thinking. That's the jack, and these ones are the classic jacks that tend to mess with the bottom of your seals, and many cars of this era you have nice wavy seals because people might not jack them up in the right way or the right place, and yeah, it can be a bit of a pain. Anyway, so what we need to do now is just test the light system itself and see if we're actually getting power to the rear fog lights. The bulbs of course all look good, and if we can't find power here, then we've got to start tracing it back through. And I think the harness wiring goes down the side here of the boot, and then I think follows down through the left hand side, passenger side of the car. So let's see what we can find. Disconnected the unit from the power supply here, and let's just unclip these so we can get to the rear of the unit. So that unit now detaches from the black on the black plastic plate. And you can see here the colour of the wires for each of the bulbs. So the smallest one is just the rear on brake, sorry, the rear, just the rear light, and then you've got the indicator. This is the brake light, and I believe this one is the fog light and this one is the reverse light. And when you flip this over, this grey white wire is the rear fog light. So yeah, this is the one we've got to check. Everything else on the board works except for this one, so we've got to do a bit of testing here, see if we're getting power through, and yeah, then try to find where the issue is. Onwards we go. We've got all the systems on, and let's do a quick test. So my test light is attached to the earth, and we can see here we have a light which is the brake light. That one there is just the on light. That one there you can hear and see is the indicator. That one is not operating, which is the brown wire. That one is not operating, which I believe is the rear fog light. That one is operating, which is the reverse light. So we have reverse light, brake light, indicator, normal on light. These two is the rear fog light, and I believe the brown is just the live to all of this. So yeah, or I should say the negative. Who knows? I hate wiring. But anyway, we have basically power here, power here, power to these two. The brown doesn't power a bulb, and the one that doesn't light is this one here. So everything is working in terms of getting power back here, but for some reason that particular wire, or that line, is not operating. And I've also just turned the, for those of you who might be asking, I've just turned the rear fog light switch on, and nothing is operating from those two, as you can see. So I believe there's, let me just take you into the car and explain. So I believe that fog lights on 924s can be set up in various ways. So you can see here that I've got the indicators on, the full beam, if you can just make that out, full beam with the blue light that comes on. There's also a blue light here, which, if I cover the sun, also comes on via one of the center console switches here. So you can probably see that that now has operated. Now that is, I believe, for the front fog lights, as is this switch here, which is the front fog lights. So let's just have a quick look. So you can see there, I have the normal headlight. These are the front fogs that on normal dip is a low light, and then with that switch on the center console, these go to sort of a higher fog light, and then the red switch I have is connected to these two below. So all of this is working. And if I go to the rear again, with all of that switched on, you can see we still do not have power to that rear fog light. So it's on, but as you can see, hopefully that focuses, it doesn't look like there's any type of light getting to the, so you can see the switch operates without the LED light coming on at the end. Now, I have got two of these switches and I have tried both. Neither light neither light up. So when I tested behind this, there is power getting to the switch. So I'm thinking, do I have two dud switches, or is there some issue between this switch and the rear of the car? Which means yeah, tracing the wire from here back to the rear of the car and seeing if we've got a break in the line somewhere. But that's the next task. Oh joy. So we follow the wire from the back along the side of the boot, remove the sound deadening, and the seats fold down, as like all do, all Porsches of that era, I believe. Even the 911s did this. So yeah, we follow this line back under the rear wheel arch carpet, and it disappears underneath, I believe, this part. So now coming round to where the seat folds down, I'm going to have to trace it to the carpet and the side sill that runs along here. So let's continue the search. Okay, so we have now removed the side step protector. You can see that the wiring is here. So this big large one looks to be like the main harness, and interestingly there is a random wire that is not connected to something. So just looking here, couple of bits of glass. I think that's when I replaced that rear window. So yeah, I've got to see now if that is a wire that is a part of the rear fog light, or if it's just a random wire hanging around. The search goes on. Okay, so I think it's safe to say that from the door jamb all the way along here, I don't know if you can see that, I've started to peel the carpet back and you can see the wires split there. This is obviously the rear speaker wire, the green one, and these wires follow through to the back, and you've got the rear light along with the rear demister, which sort of joins here. Nothing looks cut, broken or detached, so I can only assume that it's something to do with this switch at that point. So let's see what I can find. We're all buttoned up. Now for a bit of a clean up. So before I finish off the back checks, I thought it'd be useful just to also sort out the rear number plate lights. They are a bit corroded, and yeah, they come on and off at will, so really it's just bad connections. As you can see, there's a bit of corrosion on both, so just tidy these up before I button the rest up. Okay, so everything is buttoned up. I've turned everything on, and as you can see, we have indicator, reverse light, normal light, brake light, but no fog light. And same on this side, everything's working except the fog light. Even the number plate lights are working, so this is a fun afternoon. Not. So it's time to turn my attention to the inside with that switch and the wiring behind it, and obviously having a look at the fuse box as well to see if we can find the issue. Everything else is buttoned up. Rear wheels are in the boot, because next week. Okay, so the saga continues. I did say it was my least favourite job, and yeah, I'm at a point where I now have to start to take apart the centre console, trace the wiring from the switch to the fuse box, see if there's power, maybe test a few relays. I've got some spares, so we'll go down that route. The other option is to delete the switch, so present the car with no fog light, and that was an option, I believe, on 924s back in the day. You could actually specify if you wanted a rear fog light or not, so maybe that's the route I take initially, just to get it through the MOT. So anyway, I will continue to fault find on the wiring. Ugh. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for supporting, and another video will be coming very soon.